Rosie, welcome back to the channel. I'm happy to see y'all. Hopefully y'all happy to see me on this eventful Monday because we had a shit show of a weekend. If you just watched my live, obviously you heard what happened to me. Some unfortunate shit happened to me today at the gig, but it's okay. You know, this is what I want to do. Work my channel, work my brand, talk to my subscribers, my supporters on a daily basis. This is my dream. This is my passion. I love commentating. I love blogging. I love podcasting. Sometimes battle rap isn't as welcoming far as topics, and sometimes it takes the spirit out of what I want to do also with my day-to-day. But now I have nothing but free time, and I really I'm looking at it as a blessing in disguise to really hone in and do what I love to do, which is talk to this motherfucking camera. So with that being said, let's walk.
Yeah, we used to get it off the stove. Now we gon' get it off the rack. You're rocking with Frozen and bros. We're now in the zone. We need ice in the super chat. We about to kick in them doors. Like get on the phone. I wanna know where it's at. We at the table with legends. When they get to talking, I bet they don't tell you that. Hold up. Don't cut me off while I'm talking my talk. Been on the ground on our way to the top, and I still keep a G in the way that I walk. Same for the way that I talk, but we don't talk much, we just stay facts. And the fact is, we like Jay Black, and we about to bring this whole game back. Now let's walk. You about to walk with Frozen. You about to walk with Bros. Look at me. Look at me.
Let's get to it. Let's get to it. Let's not waste no time. Okay, so, well, this blog is in response to Eazy's 24/7 documentary. If you want to check it out, here it is. I believe it's episode 4 that he did on the lead up to him versus Cassidy. Great documentary, by the way. Great promo. I thought him and Cassidy's promo was the only bright side of the battle, and boy, was their promo amazing. But this particular episode in question, I'm responding to because he put my name in it, and people have been in the comment section, Ask Froze. Eazy said Ask Froze. Hey, Froze, you heard Eazy drop your name in the documentary. So I went and I watched it. I saw it. I will not lie to you. I was not happy when I saw it. And the reason why I didn't respond is because when this dropped, it was battle weekend. So I felt like it would have been tacky. I thought it would have been corny, and it just wasn't a good time for me to focus on something that obviously I didn't think was at the top of the list of importance over the battle and the weekend that we had. But I already knew that Monday morning I was going to come in here and I was going to address this. So before the E-Hive pulls up in my comments, here go Froze hating on Eazy, here go Froze switching sides. No, that's not actually what this is. This is me responding to something that he asked me to do and something that he put my name in. A reason why I was upset about it was because he name dropped me in something that he didn't speak to me about before he put my name in it. And he implicated me in something before he even spoke to me, didn't let me know about it. I had to find out the way you guys found out, which was watching the documentary. And yeah, man, I can't lie to you. I was upset with it. And the reason why I didn't call him, 2 reasons. One, he had big battles this weekend too that was supposed to go down. Neither one of them did. And also, I didn't want him to feel like he needed to respond. We had battles. So I waited. But I just want to say directly, this was not something that I was looking forward to do or couldn't wait to do or nothing like that. It's actually something I didn't want to respond to, but I do want to nip a few things in the bud. And I also think that, you know, he nipped a few things in the bud, when he spoke on what he spoke on. So, what I'll do is you'll see me clicking in and out because I don't want to get flagged for this video. You know, he has quarter like I have Quarter Lab. So, you know, I'll show you it, but it's going to be mainly audio. But what he's speaking about is the recordings that Henny man put out, and he spoke about it in this scene right here. So here we go.
My word for it, and like, yo, because if I told the nigga this didn't have Rosenberg, don't have to tell no stories. But I want to say this about Froze first before we do that. Froze never lied for me. Froze kind of always knew what happened. I told him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I already, you know what I mean, when shit was going left already, like, Froze knew what happened. Now, you can say that he took my word for it, and like, yo, because if I told the nigga this didn't happen and that didn't happen, then what I'm saying? But I told him what happened. He knew what happened. Rem used to come to the studio when we used to do the podcast, so he knew that we was talking at that time. So it's not like he couldn't have lied. Like, so y'all was thinking he was really lying, but for real, he knew what's up. The only lie that y'all could think that I told is if the situation happened or not. And I told him.
Okay, real quick. So I'm not too sure. I think it's been a couple years. I think it's not totally false what he's saying. I just think Easy has his timelines a little off here. So when the situation first happened, I called him the night of because I was with him earlier that day. I saw him at the Battle Academy event. Academy event had an event the same exact day that Queen of the that Chrome 23 event was going down. So when word was spreading around Twitter that an altercation happened at the event involving Easy, I immediately called him. At that time, we were talking. He was flying out to my battles. You know what I mean? We was hanging out together. So when I heard it, I immediately called him and I said, "Yo, you see what's going on Twitter, nigga? They saying X, Y, and Z happened. What's up?" At that time, I said, and I even said, "Yo, my folks was there. Said it. He saw it." Verbatim is what I said. And he said, "Your folks is lying. I don't know what you're talking about. Nothing happened." So at that point, I was told nothing happened. And which I'm not, to me, that wasn't crazy because, nobody knew he was talking to Remy like that at the time. Nobody knew that, Remy was split with her situation. And I think that he wasn't really sure on how to navigate putting that information out. So yeah, an altercation might have happened, but he's also messing with Rem, which wasn't public at the time. And I think that they were trying to keep a few things under wraps because that wasn't ready to be released to the public. So he told me something did not go down, actually. And then over the days and close to a week when he was quiet and he wasn't going live and stuff like that, I was still hitting him up like, "Yo, E, what the fuck is something happened, bro? It's too much. Like, why? Like, did somebody just completely create this story up? Because that's kind of crazy." If you remember, Remy came out. She said, nothing happened at the event, stop the lies and shit like that. So that's what was told to me and the public at that specific time. Fast forward, about a week goes by. Easy still hadn't went live yet and spoke to the people or publicly addressed it himself, but we still were talking. At that point, I was made aware that something did happen. Now, I want to make sure I say this clearly so it's not disrespectful or you feel like I'm trying to come at Easy. But the way y'all explain it now, or the way y'all use Two Clean Jones and shit like that, which came out later, that's not how it was told to me, right? So at that point, I only got Easy's word. I don't talk to Rem. You know what I'm saying? I'm not calling Haas Muslim Poppy and shit like that. So, we crafted that we had to speak on it. And I told him, I said, "Yo, bro, you got to get ahead of this some way, address it." So we came up with the idea of I'm gonna interview him. He knew I was good at interviewing. He knew I was good talking on camera. So I wrote up an interview. And then when I got there, 10 minutes before we went live, he scrapped it. "Yo, don't ask any of these questions." So at this point, I'm made to either make a decision to leave and not do the interview, which that's what I said. I said, "Well, look, why don't you just get on camera and go live?" Easy didn't want to do that. So I said, "All right, well, fuck it then." So now I'm freestyling the interview. The interview I'm sitting, you lied for him. I'm freestyling this because the questions that I had prepared were the questions that the culture wanted asked. And as an interviewer, it was my first interview. I felt like, yeah, the questions weren't, "Yo, did you and Papoose get in a fight?" Nah, I wasn't asking him like that, but I did have questions choreographed in my notes to ask him to get the people answers, and it got scrapped right before it. So now I'm sitting there with a friend, now no longer really interviewing him, but freestyling an interview. Okay, so when he said I didn't lie for him, he's not wrong. Yes, I knew something happened, but word to everything I love, it wasn't 100% explained exactly what happened. So at that point, it's not my job to be like, "Hey, don't lie to these people." Now, he's going to tell what he wants to tell. He's making these decisions at this time. And I'm sitting there next to him doing what I'm trying what an interviewer is supposed to be doing with the circumstances being what they were. It was very uncomfortable. I can't lie for everybody. Now once I couldn't ask the questions I wanted to ask, I freestyle questions. Even when I asked him, like, so nothing happened to you, like, I wasn't supposed to ask that, but I was running out of bullshit questions to ask. I didn't know what to ask. Right. So, we do the interview. Cool, that comes out. Everybody freaks out about it. Yo, Froze up here lying for him and shit like that. And, it didn't look good. It wasn't a good look. The interview didn't come off good. It didn't serve what he was trying to do. And it kind of gave more questions than answers. So fast forward after that, we decided to do a podcast together, right? Which we started doing. We did 5 episodes. Right around after the disaster battle, I want to say, if you guys remember, he did the disaster battle. He came back. I had started my YouTube channel. He was telling me to start my YouTube channel. Shouts out to him for that. I'll give Easy and ARP credit for me starting the channel. Those were the guys pushing me to start channels. Thank you to both of y'all. And he comes back, and then we do one more episode. And then it stops abruptly. And then at that point, recordings started coming out on Easy. Henny started dropping recordings. I'm sorry, I left a part out. What started getting weird between me and Easy is one day he made a white boy joke on Twitter. And then I tweeted, Easy has a battle with Reed Dollars and somebody coming up. I couldn't remember. And I was like, I don't think those is the best punches he faced so far. And right there, he made the white boy joke. I made that reference joke. And I think shit started getting funny right there. He felt like I crossed the line, which, told he has a right to feel a way he wants to feel. But we were both doing things at the time that we weren't really liking, and we would get on the phone and we would talk it out. This particular time, shit got funny after that. I can't front, and I don't want to act like I didn't have something to do with that specific incident. I could have responded better. You know what I mean? I'm working with him. Yeah, he made a white boy joke. He know I don't like that shit. But I made a joke that, he didn't like. So after that, shit got fuzzy. But we still did another show after that. And then the show stopped abruptly. And he had battles coming up. I had battles coming up. So we were telling the people that because we had battles coming up was why we weren't doing the show. The truth of the matter is we weren't doing the show because Easy didn't want to do the show. So I never got an explanation to why the show stopped, which is okay. I wasn't tripping off the show. At this point, I already had launched my YouTube, and it was what it was. I was working on my own shit. I talked to Ja. What you guys didn't know was Ja. Yo, I'm recording, Brody. Oh, I got you. So I'm talking to Ja. Ja, Bros, Froze, and Easy. You guys didn't see Ja. He was just a voice, and Bros was he was producing the show, writing up our topics. So me and Ja remained cool, even though me and Easy had that riff where it was like just got weird out of nowhere. And Ja had called me, and Ja was trying to hang on and keep the show together. I appreciate Ja for that. He saw something with me and Easy's podcast, and he was trying to hang on and pull it together, but he just couldn't. And I couldn't get a reason. I still was trying to figure out what the fuck was going on. Why did we stop doing it? So one day I'm on the phone with Ja, and he called me and he said, hey, yo, listen, I just want to let you know, I don't think I can resuscitate this. I don't think the podcast is coming back. And I said, all right, I kind of figured that, but do I have a reason? And he told me straight up, Easy think you the one who recorded him. I was offended. I'm not perfect, but I've been in this game for 15 years. Not only have I never recorded anybody and put it out, when has that been in my character? Way before. I was here long way before Easy got here. You guys know me longer than you known Easy in the game. When has that ever been in my character? So when he told me that, I was offended. I got upset. But I also told him, why the fuck would he think I'd record him? I heard it was Henny Man and Anwar. Maybe if the nigga didn't tell that many niggas, he wouldn't have to speculate on who recorded him, was my exact response in real time. Right? So I say all that to say, I don't know why he got on there and said ass froze. Like I'm supposed to stamp that Henny Man and Anwar did that. I didn't even tell Easy that. I spoke to him afterwards. I told Ja, our producer. Ja went back and told Easy that, right? And I confirmed it. But I didn't tell you that like, yo, bro, let me tell you and look out for you, because me and you weren't cool at the time. We weren't even on speaking terms, Easy. The only reason you found out that it possibly was Henny and Anwar is because, for me, is because you were accusing me of recording you. He did not know who recorded him. He said it in his documentary. I didn't know who to trust, right? So when he's like, yo, ass froze, which I just showed y'all the one part. Hold on, I want you guys to hear that.
The truth too. He just believes me. So technically, Frozen never lied. And that goes into this, and Froze can confirm it. I don't want him to say yes, sir. I don't want him to go into details, but just say, yes, this is true, or no, this is true.
There's no way to go into detail and explain what you're asking me to explain, Easy. You know, respectfully, as you know, we are cool, and I don't have an issue with you at all, Brody. And you know, you can pick the phone up and call me. I'm not Trench's media. I'm not Easy the Block Captain's media. I'm not a cleanup guy for Easy. I'm not a pawn that you can just use when it wants to make it look like you can stamp something you're saying, right? You know, like, all right, I'm not best friends with Anwar or Henny, but I'm not beefing with neither one of them. Right. So it's like to put me out there and be like, ask Froze can stamp it. But you didn't get that information from me as me being on your side. I had nothing to do with it. I only was defending myself for being accused for recording some whole shit I would never do. So, yeah, I don't know. But
seen it about a year later. And but during out that time, I used to see the nigga a lot. I used to call the nigga a lot. You know, he used to talk. He used to knock my taxes out.
He's talking about Anwar.
I mean, like that. So,
Yep. It's called a home equity agreement.
Man. But yeah, so what he does, he goes on and he says, man, ask Froze. Ask Froze. Froze can confirm it. Yes, I can confirm that I told Ja that I heard it was Anwar and Henny that recorded him. Yes, I did hear that. And who I heard it from, I trust, and stand-up dude. And, you know, I'm like, oh, this is who you might want to be looking at. And that's where it came from. So, yeah, I'm not too sure why he name dropped me. I'm not too sure why he told y'all to ask me. I didn't think I was the person to ask. And I totally understand Easy telling his truth. My only issue with implicating me is your truth can't be more important than everybody else's truth. Like, everybody has a point of view, a way they see things. And I just felt like you telling your truth, you kind of just name dropped me and put me in something that technically I didn't have anything to do with. And why I was even involved is because I was being accused of something that's not even in my character. So, you know, I just wanted to make that clear to y'all. It's no funny money story. It's no big juicy story on what happened. You guys are kind of clear or pretty much figured out what happened through that whole saga. I just think my role in it was a little bit skewed. And I think people wanted to attack me for being cool with Easy. And I won't apologize for that. But yeah, as far as asking Froze, that's the answer. I told Ja that because I was being accused of recording him, something that I would never do. That's never in my character. So I would say at this point, ask Easy. Your friends won't tell you, Frozy will.
Big Froze, big Froze.